Let's talk about a voice that changed everything, Essa. In a world of polished pop stars, SCA brought something raw and real. She wasn't afraid to be vulnerable, to say what everyone else was thinking. Her music? It's therapy, a late-night text, and a confession all at once. SZA redefined R&B, making it about real life, anxieties, insecurities, and the messiness of love. She gave a voice to a generation navigating dating apps, social media, and self-doubt. What sets her apart? Authenticity. You believe every word she sings. SZA's lyrics are universal truth. She's a poet for millennials and Gen Z. Today we're diving into her journey from a quiet suburb to global stardom. It's a story of perseverance, finding your voice, and rewriting the rules. This is the ultimate timeline of SZA, a story still unfolding. Buckle up. You don't want to miss a beat. Before the world knew her as SZA, she was simply Solana Imani Rowe, a young girl growing up in the quiet, tree-lined streets of Maplewood, New Jersey. This small suburban town, with its close-knit community and peaceful neighborhoods, was the backdrop to her earliest memories and dreams. Raised in a strict Muslim household, Solana's world revolved around discipline, tradition, and a deep respect for education. Her parents emphasized the importance of learning, and music was never seen as a practical path. Instead, her days were filled with schoolwork, family prayers, and the quiet routines of home life. Her father, a producer at CNN, and her mother, an executive at AT&T, both worked hard to provide stability. They hoped their daughter would follow a more conventional route, one that didn't involve the uncertainty of the music industry. For them, music was just a background noise, not a career. Navigating school wasn't easy. She wore a hijab, which made her stand out, and she often faced bullying and isolation. Growing up between two faiths, her father's Islam and her mother's Christianity, meant she was always balancing different worlds, never quite fitting in with either. Yet, there was always music at home. Her father's love for jazz legends like Miles Davis filled their living room, planting the first seeds of inspiration. Those records became her secret escape, a place where she could dream beyond Maplewood. For over a decade, gymnastics was her world. She trained hard, competed, and learned the value of perseverance. But while she excelled in the gym, school never felt like the right fit. She struggled to find her place in the classroom, always feeling a bit out of step. After high school, she drifted from one college to another, searching for something that clicked. At one point, she even studied marine biology, drawn to the mysteries of the ocean, but nothing seemed to stick for long. To make ends meet, she took on odd jobs, working at Sephora, even at the front desk of a strip club. Each job was just another chapter in her journey, another attempt to figure out who she was and what she wanted. Through all this uncertainty, she found solace in writing. Late nights spent scribbling lyrics in her notebook, recording rough demos in her bedroom. These moments of creativity became her lifeline, shaping the raw honesty that would define her music. SZA wasn't groomed for stardom. She didn't have a roadmap or a mentor guiding her every step. She was just a young woman, lost and searching, trying to make sense of her place in the world. That sense of vulnerability and relatability, going from a lost girl in Maplewood to a superstar on stage, is what makes her story resonate so deeply. Fans see themselves in her struggles and triumphs. SZA is living proof that you don't need a perfect plan or a straight path to make it. Sometimes, the detours and mistakes are what lead you to your true calling. Her journey is a testament to the power of self-discovery, finding yourself, one mistake, one lesson, and one song at a time. SZA's music career started almost by accident. Growing up in Maplewood, New Jersey, she never imagined herself as a future R&B star. Her early life was filled with curiosity, creativity, and a love for music that was more of a hobby than a dream. She sang hooks for her rapper brother, never thinking it was serious. These sessions were just for fun, a way to bond with family and experiment with sounds, not a calculated step towards stardom. Encouraged by her boyfriend, she began recording songs in a makeshift closet studio. The setup was humble, just a mic, a laptop, and a lot of heart. But it was enough to capture her unique voice and raw emotion. Her first EP, self-released online, was dreamy and different. People noticed. The project, filled with ethereal beats and honest lyrics, started to circulate on music blogs and social media, catching the attention of underground music fans. Top Dog Entertainment's Punch heard her and reached out. He was struck by her originality and vulnerability, qualities that set her apart from the crowd. She released another EP, further refining her sound, and started hanging around TDE, learning and collaborating. Surrounded by talented artists like Kendrick Lamar and Schoolboy Q, SZA absorbed everything she could, soaking up the creative energy of the label. In 2014, she became TDE's first female artist, a huge milestone for both her and the label. It was a bold move that signaled a new era for TDE and for SZA herself. Her EP, Z, featured Chance the Rapper and Kendrick Lamar, landing on the Billboard 200. The project showcased her growth as a songwriter and collaborator, blending genres and pushing boundaries. SZA was no longer just an internet buzz. She was a real artist with real potential. Her performances began to draw crowds, and her music videos racked up views, signaling her arrival on the national stage. This period was all about growth, learning from the best, and finding her sound. She spent countless hours in the studio, experimenting with melodies, lyrics, and production, determined to carve out her own lane. She was building the foundation for something big, laying the groundwork for a career that would soon take off. Every late-night writing session and every studio experiment brought her closer to her breakthrough. The world was about to know her name. The buzz was growing, and anticipation for her next move was at an all-time high. From closet recordings to a major label, SZA's rise was anything but ordinary. Her journey was a testament to perseverance, creativity, and the power of believing in yourself even when the odds seem stacked against you. She proved that talent and authenticity can break through any barrier. Fans connected with her honesty, and critics praised her innovation. The stage was set for her breakthrough. SZA was ready to step into the spotlight and show the world what she was truly capable of. 2017 brought an album that changed everything. It wasn't just a debut, it was a cultural reset. SZA's brutally honest lyrics about love, insecurity, and self-discovery hit home for an entire generation. Songs like Supermodel and The Weeknd were raw, relatable, and unforgettable. Blurred genres, R&B, hip-hop, indie rock, always putting SZA's voice front and center. Collaborations with Travis Scott and Kendrick Lamar became instant classics. The album went triple platinum and spent years on the charts, but its real legacy, connection, became a comfort, a mirror, and a best friend for millions. SZA gave people the words for their own experiences. She wasn't just a singer, she was a confidant. Made listeners feel seen, understood, and less alone. It defined a generation's soundtrack. After years of pouring her soul into her music, SZA found herself standing at the pinnacle of recognition. In 2018, she was the most nominated woman at the Grammys that year. 5 nominations, each one a testament to her artistry and the impact of her debut album, Churl. But when the night was over, she walked away with 0 wins. The snub stung deeply, not just for SZA, but for her fans around the world who had championed her unique voice and vulnerability. Social media erupted with disappointment, and the music community questioned how such a powerful new artist could be overlooked. The loss sparked heated debates about the Grammys and whether they truly reflected the pulse of real music culture. Critics and fans alike wondered if the industry was out of touch with the voices shaping the future of R&B and soul. For SZA, it was a tough blow. She admitted in interviews that it hurt her deeply, making her question her place in the industry and the value of her work. She could have let the disappointment break her spirit, but instead, she chose to step back, reflect, and recalibrate her path. SZA took time for herself, focusing on healing and rediscovering her passion for music. The years that followed were noticeably quiet, no new album, just a handful of features and collaborations. To some, it seemed like she was retreating from the spotlight, but in reality, this was a period of intense personal and artistic growth. SZA used the pain of disappointment as fuel, channeling her emotions into her art and pushing herself to evolve as a songwriter and performer. She spent countless hours in the studio, experimenting with new sounds, writing lyrics that were even more honest and raw, and exploring other creative outlets like painting and journaling. She also took time to live life, traveling, connecting with friends, and finding inspiration in everyday moments. All of this helped her hone her craft and prepare for her next move. Meanwhile, the silence only made her fans hungrier for her return. Online, anticipation grew with every cryptic post and every rare appearance. The Grammy loss wasn't the end of SZA's story, it was the beginning of a powerful new chapter. She emerged from the setback with renewed determination and a deeper sense of purpose. SZA was about to come back stronger than ever, ready to share her growth and resilience with the world. Sometimes the greatest setbacks are just setups for an even bigger comeback. The heartbreak of that Grammy night became the spark that ignited her next evolution. And now SZA was ready, not just to rise, but to soar higher than ever before. After 5 years, SZA returned with, and it was a tidal wave. 23 tracks, genre-bending and unapologetically bold. If was about anxiety, was about survival and empowerment. The album debuted at #1, staying there for 10 weeks. Kill Bill became her first Billboard Hot 100 #1. Every track, Snooze, Nobody Gets Me Good Days, became a hit. SZA refused to be boxed in, blending R&B, pop-punk, and even featuring Old Dirty Bastard. Collaborations with Phoebe Bridgers and Travis Scott showed her range. At the 2024 Grammys, she finally got her flowers. 3 wins, including Best R&B Song. Her emotional speech was a moment of redemption, proved she wasn't a one-album wonder. SZA cemented her place as a generational icon. The girl from Maplewood had arrived on her own terms. SZA's influence goes way beyond music. Her style, baggy jeans, vintage tees, 90s nostalgia, feels real and relatable. She made it cool to be comfortable, authentic, and imperfect. SZA redefined R&B, opening doors for artists to be vulnerable and honest. Her impact is everywhere in music, fashion, and conversations about mental health. She's a champion for body positivity and self-acceptance, sharing her own struggles openly. In a world of filters, SZA's honesty is radical. She's a role model for being yourself, flaws and all. Her authenticity is her superpower. SZA's story shows it's okay to be a work in progress. She's inspired a generation to embrace their complexity, and that's her true legacy. Beyond the music, SZA's story is full of surprises. Her name, SZA, comes from the supreme alphabet, Sovereign, Zigzag, Allah. Before music, she studied marine biology. She almost became a scientist. She's a huge fan of anime and cartoons with references sprinkled throughout her visuals. Shows like Sailor Moon and Dragon Ball Z inspire her dreamy aesthetic. SZA is not just introspective. She's a self-proclaimed nerd, making her even more relatable. She was also a nationally ranked gymnast for 13 years. That discipline and focus shaped her work ethic in music. Her journey proves your path can change, and that's okay. SZA's layers make her story richer. She's more than an artist, she's a multidimensional force. Every detail adds to her unique voice, and that's what makes her unforgettable. So, what's next for SZA? She's no longer an underdog, she's a superstar, a Grammy winner, a legend in the making. But SZA never stands still. She's teased a deluxe version of, promising even more surprises. With her credibility, she can go anywhere. R&B, pop, rock, or something totally new. One thing's certain, she'll keep giving a voice to the voiceless. Her music will keep evolving, just like her. SZA's story is a reminder that it's okay to be imperfect and to find your own way. From Maplewood to global icon, her journey inspires us all. She's changed the game, and she's not done yet. Stay tuned for more and keep listening. Thanks for joining the ride.